I'll tell you what's not a disaster. This. Yes.
It is our last show of the week, so we mail this one in. Jay's mailing it in so much he forgot to wear socks.
Well, I wore them, but I wore the ankle-type socks you wear with your Vans. You know, your Vans.
Hey, it's SportsCenter with Jay and Dan. Remember when we first got into this Rockets-Warriors series?
Yeah.
People said the Rockets got no shot. No shot.
Charles Barkley said it was going to be a sweep.
Yeah.
In fact, the entire NBA on TNT crew, whom we enjoy very much, said it was going to be a sweep after Game 1. Then after Game 3, they said it was going to be over in a couple of games. Well, we're now on to Game 5, and the series is tied at 2 games apiece, and we're back in Houston, where Justin Timberlake and J.J. Watt were sitting courtside. Now, Houston was playing its first home game since the tragic shooting in Santa Fe, Texas. Several members of the school's senior class were on hand as honorary guests. And James Harden was encouraging fans to put on the Houston Strong T-shirts provided on every seat. He's like, come on, second quarter. Harden. One-on-one with Draymond Green. Golden State blew a 12-point fourth-quarter lead in Game 4. Harden, 30 points in that Game 4 win. Steph Curry. From the baseline, over Chris Paul. Curry held to just 3 points in the fourth quarter of Game 4. Kevin Durant spins off Paul. Clint Capella with the block. Capella leading the playoffs in that category. This one was tied at the half. There's J.J. Watt and Justin Timberlake. So Justin Timberlake picking at his beard. There are gnats in his beard. There are gnats in JT's beard. Chris Paul knocks down a 3. Paul, 27 points, 5 for 9 from beyond the arc in Game 4. Flashback to Game 4. Curry for 3. And let's all do the shimmy shake. Back to Thursday. Still in the third quarter, Paul working against Curry, knocks down the 3, and the shimmy shake, which Curry actually kind of enjoyed. It's a 1-point game going to the fourth. Paul over David West. That's right, J.J. Watt and Natty. Later, Rockets by 4. Harden picks off the inbound and takes it down the court. Then more from Paul. The fadeaway off the glass. Paul had 20 on the night. And after Golden State trimmed the lead to just 1, Harden to Eric Gordon. Wide open for 3. Rockets by 4. Let's go back to Justin Timberlake. He's found a beard shampoo. Warriors working the ball around. Draymond Green makes it a 1-point game. Then Paul drives but lands awkwardly and comes up limping. Appears to tweak his right hamstring. Forced to leave the game. Massive blow for the Rockets. Final minute, Warriors down 1. Green to Cook. Wide open 3 in the lead. He misses the shot. Dying seconds, still a 1-point game. Curry, a chance to give Golden State the lead. He misses the floater, and the Rockets hang on to take Game 5, as well as a 3-2 lead in this series. Justin Timberlake apparently performed at the, is it the Toyota Center?
Yep.
Performed there Wednesday night. He's going to perform there Friday night, so he had nothing to do Thursday. Let's go to the NBA playoff game. You know, since the conference finals format changed in 83-84, the Game 5 winner of a series tied 2-2 has gone on to win the series 28 of 32 times. Steph Curry struggled from beyond the arc in this series in games played in Houston. In the first 2 games, he had just 2 3-pointers combined. In Game 5, he was just 2 for 8 from downtown.
You know what Jay pointed out the other day? When we left for L.A. in 2013, the Blue Jays were not good. We went away, the Jays got good. Then we came back, the Jays once again, mucho no goodo. So, sorry, Rogers. Jays Angels closing their 3-game set out. 2-0 Angels in the third. Justin Upton puts one down the line. It's a fair ball. Producer Tim contends this is a security guard and not a ball boy. He would be a ball man anyway.
He's a ballman.
Sun's out, guns out. Oh, the security on his shirt gave it away.
So you blew it. Sorry, Rogers.
Top 5. Mike Trout gets under one. Bounces off the top of the wall. Looks like a beautiful day in Toronto. Dome's open, sunny sky. Trout's 15th homer's tied for second in the majors. Marco Estrada gave up 4 runs over 4 1/3. He's lost his last 4 decisions. Shohei Ohtani, 3 for 7 in the first 2 games of the series. On second in the 8th. Line drive to right. And Ohtani, because it was a force at third, thought it was going to get caught. He gets forced out. Nice throw by Teoscar Hernandez. Angels 15-5 on the road entering Thursday. 7-1 Angels in the 9th. Ohtani up the gut. He's going for 2. And he's out. Wait. LA challenged. They call him safe. He reached base in 4 of his 5 plate appearances. Angels win as the Jays finish their homestand with 1 win. Yeah, they went 1-6 in their homestand. Angels announced that Ohtani's scheduled Sunday start will be pushed back for workload management reasons. If that was the case, we'd be getting a lot of our work pushed back here at TSN. He was on track to face off against a fellow Japanese pitcher, Masahiro Tanaka.
That would have been amazing. Before we continue, I want to address a mistake on yesterday's show, which was pointed out by viewer Conrad Al. You blew it, said Conrad, which I didn't understand because Burakovsky is spelled correctly. But then producer Tim used the special enhance button. Tim, enhance. There you have it. We used a tiny Washington Nationals logo instead of the Capitals logo. Conrad seems like the kind of person who would correct all of his friends' grammar. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that who or whom, Conrad? You tell me! You tell me, Conrad! Johnny Manziel continues to make strides at Tabby's camp. Dave, the nail gun nailer, is going to join us to chat football, all kinds of CFL stuff coming up. SportsCenter with Jay and Dan, presented by Tim Hortons. Like the ball had been dipped in KY.
It's
not bad. Not bad at all.
Got to bring some A-game stuff on. In case you mail it in.
Yeah, mailing. I don't think we're mailing it in at all. This has been a pretty good show.
Might be our best show.
There's the ankles again. Oh, man, they are white.
Have you ever been in the sun?
I was today, but it didn't take.
Johnny Manziel took reps with the Tabbies. Second team offense Thursday. Continues to adapt to a new system. In his first week of training camp in the Hammer, head coach June Jones said his instincts are starting to show as he gets more comfortable. Manziel, though, still showing signs of the steep learning curve that's ahead of him.
He got a little off the script and you know, went to the wrong place, but he made him work, so that was pretty good. He read the wrong one off his wristband.
So was he running when he's supposed to?
No. It was the wrong play. Watching him, he's a different person, you know, and he's going to be a good quarterback up here. We're into practice, and you know, he's getting a lot of film. He's doing the virtual reality stuff. He's getting a lot of reps, so you know, he's going to come fast.
This is a first for this show and maybe for the history of SportsCenter. Practice numbers from the CFL. And it's time to bring in the nail gun, CFL insider Dave Naylor. Not sure if any of those sounds was the sound of a nail gun, but who cares? Dave, Johnny Manziel practicing at Tiger Cats training camp for the last 4 days. How's the team see his progression?
I think they've seen a lot the last couple of days, and I think as he's got more comfortable with the terminology, the routes his receivers are running, some of his teammates, coaches, all of that, the instincts are starting to take over a little bit. And, you know, like you hear athletes say, when you stop having to think as much, you can just kind of do things naturally. We saw him sort of reading the timing in the pocket, scrambling, running, doing some of the things that we remember of Johnny football at his prime at Texas A&M.
Dave, June Jones on this show yesterday said Jeremiah Masoli He couldn't think of any reason why he wouldn't start the entire season. I can think of a lot of reasons. June Jones cannot be serious, can he?
Look, I think every head coach wants to have their starter go from start to finish. But here's a rule in pro sports you can take to the bank. The guy with the higher ceiling will always get an opportunity at some point. And then this case, that absolutely is Johnny Manziel. And look, I think Jeremiah Masoli's going to get all the time to solidify the starting role, but he's going to be challenged by Johnny Manziel at some point, whether it's he has a bad half, whether he gets injured. If Manziel goes in and looks like he understands the game and it's clicking for him, I think we could have an in-season competition for the #1 job this season. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if Johnny Manziel, by Labor Day or post-Labor Day, is the starting quarterback of the Ticats.
Could Manziel answer the biggest question in the CFL? Do you know what a rouge is? That's a serious question. Do you think he could describe it?
That would be fascinating. I mean, I'm sure he's had everything thrown at him in the last 4 or 5 days. I don't know if he's been asked about the rouge. And they did practice special teams for basically the entire second half of the second practice today in Hamilton. But Johnny Manziel was on one knee in the end zone during most of it, so I'm not sure he even paid enough attention to know.
I glossed over when you said local government. Nail gun, we really appreciate it, buddy.
My days as a municipal reporter came back.
Thanks, Dave.
Take care, guys.
Alex Ovechkin ready to face a familiar foe in the Stanley Cup final, and Marc-Andre Fleury. His 31 career goals against Fleury are his second most against one tender. Speaking of tenders, it's Noodles standing face to face with Gina.
Alongside Jamie McLennan, and Jamie, Ovi loves drama. Yes, he's on his way to his first ever Stanley Cup final, but it's the way he did it. Not only does he score the game winner, the series clincher, he also does it with an extreme degree of difficulty.
Vasilevsky's an elite goaltender, but on those plays, those are unstoppable shots if you're not cheating on the play. Vasilevsky wasn't cheating, and he was unable to stop it.
And the fact that Ovi was a hero on the road again, no surprise at all. He's got 22 points in these playoffs. 15 of them have come on the road. That's the best point total by anybody in these playoffs away from home.
Now, for the rest of the stories you need to know, it's time for the Jay and Dan Newsroom. Oilers have hired former Flames head coach Glenn Gulutzan as an assistant coach. He had a 82-68-14 record over 2 seasons with Calgary. Then he got canned in April to be the 4th NHL team Gulutzan's worked for. During the Humboldt tragedy, you might remember he traveled to Humboldt with McClellan, so you knew there was a friendship there, and they're both Saskatchewan boys.
Yeah, they went to the hospital in Saskatoon, visited players who were injured. Yeah, it was, you know, the Oilers need all the help they can get. Finished 12th in the West last season after making the postseason a year ago. The San Jose Sharks, meanwhile, have officially signed Evander Kane to that 7-year, $49 million deal, according to our own hockey insider Pierre LeBrun. Interesting modified no-trade clause in this deal. Kane can pick 3 teams he's willing to be traded to. With Kane officially re-signed, the pick the Sabres acquired for him at the deadline now becomes a 2019 first-rounder, albeit a lottery-protected first-rounder. But that deal's just looking better and better.
I saw that picture of Kane holding the stack of cash 5,000 times on social media on Thursday.
He's still in London, I think. He went to the royal wedding.
Did he?
I don't think so.
Dwayne Case is reportedly the Detroit Pistons' top target to become their new head coach. The Pistons hired former Raptors executive Ed Stefanski to be senior advisor on Thursday. Stefanski was in the Raptors front office when they hired Casey in 2011. Big Stefanski guy.
I love this because Dwayne Casey talked about how much he and his family like Canada. You coach in Detroit, you can live in Windsor. You can commute. It's perfect.
Yeah, loves it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you mention he's the Raptors' all-time winningest coach? I don't. I was supposed to.
And G-Bone, our producer G-Bone, mentioned Evander Kane was in Greece, so a Fedisto G-Bone. DeMar DeRozan was named to the All-NBA second team. DeRozan averaged 23 points and over 5 assists a game on 45% shooting, leading the Raps to a franchise record 59 wins and a very disappointing postseason exit. It's the second straight All-NBA season for DeRozan. He was third team NBA last year.
Guys get bonuses for those? They must.
They must. But we don't know. We're not experts on contracts. We're not lawyers or agents. Should we be?
They take on FC Dallas. That's on across the TSN network, except TSN2, which will be showing my bike safety videos. Yep.
All right, it's Janny's time. Thursday was Bartolo Colon's 45th birthday. Dan, you said if we did this to you on your birthday, you would leave and never come back?
Yes.
But this is done in out of love.
But
Producer Tim just ordered a cake for you.
it seems very mean. What's going on here? Pitcher fakes a pickup throw when the runner thinks the ball's gone into center. The pitcher tags him out. Ah, the old hidden ball trick.
That was good. Carlos Correa almost steps on Jose Altuve. Still gets the runner at first. Correa and Altuve getting it done for your World Series champion Houston Astros.
Ivan Nova, slow roller.
Up the first base line.
Pitchers mess this up a lot.
Yeah, they do.
They overthink it.
To get the yips.
That's no good.
Jays lost 8-1 Thursday. It wasn't just the team that had a rough day. It was the security guard. How do we know he's a security guard? Because as producer Tim pointed out, it says security on his shirt, and he's got the guns going.
SEC tournament, 2 outs in the 8th. Team up 2. Ole Miss pitcher Parker Careci throws home. Might remember the Fox hit Parker Lewis Can't Lose. That was about Parker Careci. His team won though in extras.
Back to the majors, Mariners ace Kyle Seager. Sends one to shallow right. Marcus Semien, Stephen Piscotty.
The shortstop is over
No.
the shift and nobody makes the catch. Miscommunication.
Somebody call.
Piscotty and
Somebody
Semien
call for it.
Now gets all the way into shallow left field.
Fort Worth Invitational. Satoshi Kodaira in the kitty litter and still there. See? Pros.
Don't like that, sir.
They're just like you and me.
Difficulty there.
Oh, man.
He also had a double eagle, says our stats guy Hound Dog. He shot a 466.
Great shirt. SEC tourney.
This one will
Foul
find
ball.
out who wants it. Uh-oh. What are you doing?
This guy cuts it. He got it in the cup.
He got it in the cup.
He got it in the cup.
That is the play of the night.
Oh, we're still going on. I'm wondering if these Jannies are ever going to end.
Whoa, that one bounces in the dirt, up in Chu's face. The Shields
Yeah, so we saw this one in the highlight pack.
But what if someone's just tuning in now?
A ball off the helmet, and then the Shields get thrown out at second.
Warriors Rockets, Chris Paul. The three-pointer over Steph Curry. You may remember in Game 4, Steph did the shimmy shake after he got real hot in the third quarter. Well, Chris Paul doing a little shimmy shake of his own. Shimmy shake, a pretty good Wiggles tune.
Thanks for that. When we come back, it's a happy birthday for the big sexy.
It was a little jarring. I'm not going to lie. Anytime you've been killed off,
I agree.
Yeah.
in any way, shape, or form, in this case by 2 rogue coyotes, which, by the way, would never happen because I would strangle them both with my bare hand.
You'd be like Dustin Bufflin, grabbing one hand heavy each, right?
But again, it was like, as I tweeted, it's like getting written off a bad soap opera. So on one hand, I'm glad the Dreger Safari thing appears to be dead and gone. I just didn't like the way they killed me off.
Last night, we erroneously reported that NHL insider Darren Dreger had been eaten by coyotes. We'd like to take this opportunity to apologize. With news of his continued well-being coming to light, TSN is happy to announce that Darren Dreger's Safari World has been renewed for 10 seasons. Starting now.
All of your animal dreams unfurled. We're talking Darren Dreger Safari World.
And if that isn't great enough news, Dan, not only have we renewed Safari World for 10 more seasons, we're spinning it off. It's going to be a brand new show based on the fact that Dreg says he would fight those Coyotes. It's Darren Dreger, Coyote fighter. Dan, your thoughts on the success of this spin-off?
Dregs, he's been in the gym.
Dregs is jacked. What's that say on his torso? As first reported by Pierre LeBrun. That's what it says.
This is the actual coyote that is roaming the TSN lot.
This is bizarre. What is this doing? This is our workplace.
This is the real coyote.
There's an actual coyote here right by the food trucks, it looks like.
Oh, that's the first time I've seen it. Now I'm really scared.
I'm genuinely terrified. I knew they were there, but...
And it was out in daylight.
Age just a number for Bartolo Colon. He is 45 on Thursday. Let's go by the numbers on the Big Sexy. This is a new segment producer Tim came up with. By the numbers. 21 years into his career. Colon still going strong. Made his debut in '97. No other current active pitcher debuted until 2001. His 242 wins over that time rank him first among active pitchers, of course.
The number 3 has been around for 3 different decades, pitching to 3 different father-son combos, including retiring Clay and Cody Bellinger, 17 years apart. And there are 3 players to play in the majors this season that weren't even born when Colon made his major league debut.
Certainly it's more.
How about one?
Evident with no one on
He's the last Expo. The lone active player left in baseball that played for the Montreal Expos. In 2002, the Expos acquired Colon in exchange for 3 elite prospects. The Big Sexy outlasted all of them. Grady Sizemore, Brandon Phillips, and Cliff Lee. Happy birthday, Bartolo Colon.
During the NHL playoffs, media coverage has expanded. Dressing rooms, they can get pretty cramped. A lot of reporters in there. They run out of real estate. They're forced into the background. Brings us to a very special playoff edition of NHL Scrum Lurkers.
The things they want.
Another playoff edition of NHL Scrum Lurkers.
And I believe I saw Pierre LeBrun there.
Still to come. Vegas, Washington, and the Cup final. Something I said no one predicted until a 16-year-old sent me this screen grab of him calling it. I believe everything on the internet, which is why I'm currently dating a Russian woman via email. Completely legit and not a man. Right, Olga?
Get me excited for the Cup final. Dan.
Yeah, which begins in 3 weeks.
3 weeks? What?
Yeah.
The NHL takes such long breaks.
Should be done by July 15th.
Nice. Just in time for training camp.
J&M Podcast is brought to you by Coors Light. How long have we been doing this? Like 8 years?
Yeah, something like that.
And I can honestly say this latest edition, the most feedback we have ever got on a podcast episode, so you should tune in and find out why.
It's the worst play of the day. NCAA baseball. 2 outs in the 8th. Ole Miss pitcher Parker Caracci.
He should have gone to first. Instead, he throws it over the catcher.
Instead of going to first for the routine force, airmails the throw to the catcher, allows Georgia to score 2 runs, and the batter advances all the way to third. Even the catcher is pointing to Caracci to go to the first. Caracci was redeemed in the end because Ole Miss won the game in extra innings.
Highlight of the night.
I hope I said his name right, Caracci.
It's a great play.
Between the infielders and
Carlos Correa jumps over Jose Altuve.
Make the play and then spin
and then throws the first ball.
And it's all done like a
awesome.
But you know something that from an analytics.
All right, we blew it. A lot of problems on the show. Well, we were mailing it in, so we messed up a lot of stuff. You called the J security guard a ball boy. It said security right on his shirt. Producer Tim used his enhanced tool to check out Darren Dreger's tattoo. It said, "Confirmed, I heart James Duthie." Hound Dog Harrison did some digging on the race mascot. He's described as a sea dog, and when you mentioned KY in the Rangers pack, Hound Dog didn't know what that was. He Googled it, and he's been fired for his internet history. As well, that amazing picture of the actual coyote roaming the grounds here at TSN. What a picture.
That's part wolf. Rusty?
That is terrifying.
Oh, and I said the Cup final starts in 3 weeks. Turns out it starts Monday.
All right. Well, we gave it our best shot. We'll be back next week to try it again.